In today's video, I'm going to be breaking down John Frusciante's Unlimited Love pedalboard, specifically the one he used for the Apollo Theater shows. This is the best look at John's pedalboard we have gotten since the Unlimited Love tour started. The shots we have are just absolutely incredible. You can see settings and just a great look at the pedals up close and personal. So let's break down this pedalboard. I got it on my computer screen right here and I'm going to run through it with you guys. Let's begin the pedalboard breakdown. All right, so looking at this shot on your screen here, I'm looking at the exact same one that you guys are. If you actually look over to the left side of the pedalboard, there is a mystery pedal that we've discussed on the channel a little earlier on, but it appears to be one that is actually made by Mutron. We know that they have sent John and Flea some custom stuff, and that was kind of what we theorized this pedal to be, something from Mutron. Now, if you look at the shot here and zoom in, you can actually tell that the graphic is in line with Mutron, confirming that this pedal that's on the floor to the right of John's pedalboard during the performances is something from Mutron. What it is, though, we unfortunately do not know at this time. With that Mutron pedal out of the way, now we're going to move on to the actual physical pedalboard. The very first pedal is a Moog MF101 low pass filter. We know it's a low pass filter because of the color of the switches. The layout of the low pass filter is identical to the ring modulator, but because those switches are in fact orange, that's the dead giveaway that it is the 101 low pass filter. Now the next pedal here is one that was kind of an afterthought, and it is the Line 6 FM4. And if you zoom in on this shot here, which I'll do for you guys on your screen, you actually can see that where that bright green neon tape is around the very left switch. It says television, obviously for throw away your television, and we know that they've performed this song live as well, and you need the FM4 in order to perform this song properly. Now the next two pedals on the pedalboard here are MXR reverb pedals. Now the shot is just fantastic, and arguably the best thing, in my opinion at least, that we've gotten to see is what John's reverb settings actually are and how he is using them, because the MXR reverbs have different modes that you can use. And without getting a dead-on shot of these pedals, it'd be kind of really difficult to tell which one he's actually using. But looking at the pedal board here, you can tell that we have one which is set for a short room reverb sound, and then the second one is a longer plate reverb. So there you guys go. John's two reverb pedals on his pedal board. Those are the settings and what modes he is using. Alright, so moving on here from the two MXR reverbs, we have a Wilson modded WH10 version 3. Then we have, which is just kind of out of sight, an MXR Super Badass Variac Fuzzed, followed by a Wilson Effects Not Right, which is a Fuzz Right clone. And from what we can tell, John is using both the Super Badass Variac Fuzz and the Not Right together in a really interesting combination that opens up that fuzz sound and is giving him just a really crazy good lead sound. Next, we have a couple of Boss pedals. The very first one is a Boss SD1, which we believe, based off the sticker on the back of it, is actually from the camp of Queens of the Stone Age, which is pretty cool. Then we have two Boss DS2s, and you can see the settings in the shot here. I'm not going to touch on them because I actually did a whole video just dedicated to how John is using both DS2s and their settings. If you guys haven't seen it, go give it a watch. It'll be carded above and in the description down below. If you're enjoying this video and want to learn more about John Frusciante's gear, you guys will really like that video as well, I promise you. Now, the very next pedal is an MXR micro amp. And the settings here, you can tell, are not quite at noon, maybe 11 or 11:30. Now the very last pedal on the first row of the pedal board is an Electro-Harmonix Big Muff Pi. Now I am no Big Muff expert here. I don't really know the exact differences between versions or anything like that. So if you guys know for sure which one he's using, leave a comment down below. But this, to me, based on a few of the different shots we've gotten of this Big Muff Pi over the past few months, to me it looks like just a brand new out-of-the-box version. It doesn't look to me like an older one like he was using during the Stadium Arcadium era. To me, this looks like just a standard brand new model, which is great for all of us who are wanting to maybe buy that same pedal that John is using. And the very last pedal here, I guess, it's not on the board, but it's just off to the left side of the pedal board on the floor, is just a Boss tuner. how exactly this is being used, I don't know. John needs to tune, I guess. Maybe he can use it, or they can also use it as a kill switch function. But John just has it there on the pedal board, and it's something that's been relatively newly added to the entire rig. Normally, though, Henry would just tune the guitars for John when he gives them to him, so not something you'd expect to really see used that often. Alright, it's at this point here we're going to move on to the back row of the pedal board. And we have a Moog CP251 processor, which does go hand in hand with the low pass filter. But the difference here this time around during the Limited Love Tour is when you listen to Danny California, John isn't using the pedal for that part in the verse where he normally would. And to me at least, that's a really key sound of the song. He's not even using the wah pedal, which he sometimes did as well. So I don't really know exactly what the whole point of having the low pass filter and the CP251 processor on his pedal board is, but maybe I'll make a video discussing that and some possible theories. If you guys are interested in seeing that, let me know in the comments down below. But the next pedal we have is an MXR Dynacomp. This is just a standard new one. You can see the LED on it there. And then we also have an MXR Phase 90, a block one. Again, just another standard MXR Phase 90. John is using this. One great example is for the chorus of Throw Away Your Television. And you can see again, his settings there are at about 11 o'clock for that phase sound. So if you're wanting to emulate the 2022 version of Throw Away Your Television's phase, for example, that's the settings you should use on a standard Phase 90. Moving on to the back row here, we have a couple modulation pedals. The first one is an MXR flanger, the old school version of this pedal being used by Eddie Van Halen, just an iconic flange sound. Next we have an Echoplex from Dunlop, as well as an MXR Carbon Copy, just two really great delay pedals overall. We skip over John's mic stand, which is actually built into the pedal board, interestingly enough, to, of course, the ultimate John Frusciante staple. You have a Boss CE1, and you can actually see the settings here. It's on the high impedance mode. It's really dusty looking, actually. But, of course, CE1, just a staple for any John Frusciante sound. Moving on, we have a Digitech PDS 1002. This is another pedal that John was using a lot during his second stint with the Red Hot Chili Peppers. And when I saw this pedal added to his pedal board again, I just thought it was kind of curious. He's got a ton of new modern pedals on his pedal board, but then also stuck with this pedal. And I've had a couple of them over the years, and they've always kind of been a little bit quirky, giving me some issues. They're a little bit, I don't know, sometimes they're just a little bit finicky, I guess, in terms of just being a delay pedal that you use, but they do sound great, to be fair. So obviously John really likes this delay sound and is sticking with it for one pedal. And the last pedal on John's pedal board is a Boss DD500 delay. Just an overall great delay pedal that can do a variety of delay sounds for really whatever John needs. There you guys go. That is, again, just an incredible look at his pedal board here from the Apollo Theater show. Now, if there are any specific settings and uses that John is doing with these pedals that you guys want to see, let me know in the comments down below. For example, if you guys want to make a video discussing the carbon copy settings and how he's using that, or the Phase 90, let me know in the comments down below, and I can make a video showing, him stepping on the pedals with sound clips and just further discussing the settings and analyzing how he's using these pedals. But if there's specific ones you guys want to see, let me know in the comments down below. And as always, thank you so much for watching. We will see you on the next one.